Hey guys, it's me Raymond. Today we're gonna be talking about the recent Kawhi Leonard trade that just happened a couple hours ago. We just got recent news about the picks that the Raptors gave to the Clippers: 2033 and 2031 unprotected first round picks, 2030 and 2033 second round picks, and 2027 first round swap, along with them giving them Brandon Ingram and Grady Dick. I'm really surprised about how many picks they just gave him. And I feel like this is just an all-in move for the Raptors. They're in win mode now. They gave him Grady Dick, who doesn't even play for the Raptors, and Brandon Ingram, who's an all-star. He was god-awful in the playoffs, and he went down an injury. And then Scotty Barnes took in the number one scoring role, and we seen that he could do it. He was handling, if not all, most of the ball handling responsibilities as a forward. I do think that adding Kawhi Leonard, even though he's 35, we've seen this year, you can make an argument for him being a top 5 player this year. His defense may have regressed, but he's still a good defender. Not only was he one of the best scorers this year, he's one of the best scorers of all time and one of the most efficient scorers of all time in this year, averaging 28 points on 51% from the field, putting that Clippers team in a position to make the playoffs, even with James Harden was gone for half the year since they traded him, and with the limited offensive team that they have. Adding to Kawhi to one of the best defenses in the NBA, bro. Scotty Barnes, who was a second team. He should have been first team all defense, but he was a second team all defense this year. Jamal Shed, a good defender. Jacoby Walter is also a good 3-point shooter, and he's also a good defender. CMB, who was a great rookie this year. You see that the type of athlete he is with his size, with him being a great defender, his long wingspan. Allen Graves getting him in the draft this year, who was a good defender, and he could become even better with this system if he does play. Like adding Kawhi Leonard, one of the best players in the league, to one of the best defenses in the league, and to another player, Scotty Barnes, who was a top 15 to top 20 player in this league. He's a great defender, and he can also score when needed. I do think the Raptors need to get a real starting center because Podol is not that good. He was trash in the playoffs. Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley was cooking him, especially on the boards, and they played him off the floor. Jamison Battle, who was not that good of a player, but he did win them a playoff game this year. I do think if the Raptors really want to be contenders, if they're not already, they need to get shooters off the bench or just two-way wings or two-way players that can create for themselves. But even if they don't get shooters, they're still going to be one of the best teams in the league. You see what they did with Brandon Ingram, who's not going to get me wrong. Brandon Ingram is still a good player. But with Kawhi Leonard, and I know this is a big risk because Kawhi Leonard's 35. Who knows if he regresses next year? And the last couple of years, Kawhi is just known for injuries in general. So I do think this is a big risk for them. And if they do hit, it's worth it. But if they never win a chip, this is going to be a failure for them. But back to what I was saying, CMB, especially coming in next season, if he develops a jump shot, it's gonna be really scary, man. It's gonna be really scary. And I forgot to include RJ Barrett. He was good for the Raptors as the playoffs. As a third option, he's a good player. He was also good in the second option role, taking up Brandon Ingram when he got out. I do think this is a good trade for the Raptors, and I do think this is a good trade for the Clippers. For the Clippers side, they got a lot of picks for the future. And then for the Raptors side, they got a top 5, top 10 player in this league where you're adding them to a Raptors team who was the number 5th seed in the Eastern Conference this year and took Cleveland, who then went to the Eastern Conference Finals, to 7 games without a top 5 player in this league. And who knows, Scotty Barnes might take that leap. He might take that scoring leap. He might take that jump shot leap where he actually gets a real jumper. I do think with this Raptors system, I do think Scotty Barnes should get more offensive responsibilities with the playmaker he is, the passer he is, and the strength that he is to able to get downhill. I do think Scotty Barnes should take more offensive responsibilities. Scotty Barnes and Kawhi Leonard duo, they're going to be cooking on both sides of the floor. Just adding Kawhi would just get the Raptors players so many good looks. And that's all I have to say. If you guys are watching this, thank you so much. Peace out.